game is about to be underway. It's going to be a best of 2. The first map is going to be Battlefield of Eternity for the first time today.
Yep. And this is a mistake by HOTSLADY taking SPT here. This is one of SPT's most spectacular maps. They always bring out some spectacular games on it, including using Genji to kill off the middle fountain. Very, very often. It's a consistent theme for them. But this is a very brave choice by HOTSLADY. But then again, you can see it's also one of their highest win rate maps as well.
Yeah, 4-1, 4-0. Both teams doing really well on the map. Tetcher, you said it's a mistake. Even if it's not, it's still SPT. So no matter what, HOTSLADY is up against it. They are the underdog. And as always, that means not so much pressure. Now we see the first pick, first ban for SPT, as HOTSLADY did choose. A visible reaction from HOTSLADY player as Ariel got banned. It was kind of a laugh in pain. Is what it looked like. Oh no, Ariel's gone.
It is a very solid hero. Pommy, the support for HOTSLADY, like we said. When KISS were still in HGC China, everyone looked at them and was like, this team's not great. But in fact, they didn't win a single game in the entire season. However, there were 2 players who really stood out, and that was Soap and that was Pommy. And both me and Kendrick were like, if KISS disbands or anything happens, we want Pommy to survive. And he did. He went over to HOTSLADY, and now they're quite a bit higher up in the table. But with Uther taken away by SPT, we will see what they go with. Pommy, he's got a good Karazim, he's got a spectacular Morales. Would be interesting to see them play that.
Never heard that word being used for Morales.
Spectacular? Trust me, with Pommy it is, but against SPT it will probably not be.
Okay. A spectacular Morales. Hope to see it coming out. You can turn on Stim Drone to get a lot of damage on the Immortal. Yeah. But for now, it's going to be Rhaegar and Genji. Genji, of course, the top assassin that's available. Very obvious first pick. And Rhaegar is one of the top 10 damage dealers on the Immortal. Really helps with the trade. Win that objective for you.
Yep, stick on that lightning bond, able to position yourself and an ally near the Immortal. You're going to increase that damage output significantly. Very cool to see that. So that will be the hero by Pommy, unless they are going with a double support with this. SPT, what else are we going to see from them? With the Genji stolen. Very interested that the Genji stolen. They're not able to do their fountain murder strategy. We'll see what else they can get instead.
Yeah. Well, maybe HOTSLADY has learned from them and will do the same. And you see people setting traps at the fountain. You know, Probius, Pylon Cannon, Gazlo, Sergeant Hammer Mines. This is our
Next
fountain.
Level.
Malthael. First
Alrighty.
time today.
Yeah, they still feel the confidence in him, even after the nerfs, so bringing him out, and with a Tassadar as well.
Yeah, double support Malthael. He doesn't synergize with double support. It's just nice to keep the Angel of Death alive. And not just because of the meaning, but he puts out a lot of damage over time. But he needs time to get that percentage damage in, to have that start mattering. As he is the epitome of a sustained damage dealer with very little burst. If you can keep him alive, eventually you'll win the fight.
Indeed. So, Valor being hovered over as the ban here, and is in fact banned out by HOTSLADY, and that's fair enough. This particular lineup that SPT already have going for them would very much benefit from a Valor. And other options would be Cassia. She could still fit into this really nicely.
Yeah, Cassia, one of the primary ranged auto attackers that counter other auto attackers. Not too much of it yet. Much of Genji and Malthael's power comes from spell damage. Cassia is pretty great, in particular against Zul'jin and Artanis and Illidan. Greymane. Greymane gets banned.
Yeah.
Let's see. Li Ming and Lunara are pretty okay here to get poke damage on the Immortal, just in case you're in a stalemate, kind of a standoff.
Yeah. Alarak, very popular on this map, just due to insane usage of the telekinesis. But he could be quite nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alarak, Genji. Kind of interesting, but could work. In fact, Silencer is some of the best ways to dealing with Malthael. so he cannot spam that Q, the harvesting the souls, the heal.
Very true. So, what are we going to see? Potential's also there for Sylvanas or something like that, if either of these teams want to try and snowball if they do get the Immortal.
It's always a risky move. She capitalizes on victory, but she doesn't necessarily bring it, the victory, early game.
Bitches. And Tychus. Fair enough. Tychus Odin, great for sieging onto the objective.
One tank needed and one range needed for SPT.
Yeah.
Muradin is fairly likely. Varian is an option. He is great against Genji, but he has such weak early game that generally on BOE he gets avoided. He doesn't truly become a tank until level 10, so I'm not sure that we will in fact see Varian. If he does come out though, and he does make it to 10, he's great. You can survive Gorge Hook, because you have 8 seconds of protected. You can block Tychus's damage with parry. But I'd be more expectant of Muradin. As for the range, Li Ming would work pretty okay against this comp.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll have to see. But yeah, no matter what you were correct in, they definitely need a tank because they don't have anything. They go for Tracer and solo tank Dahaka.
I don't think you can say tank. Like, solo warrior, I guess. He doesn't perform the tank duties, really. That's going to be a hybrid job by Uther, Dahaka, and Tassadar together, as they are the three with crowd control abilities. Slow, force wall, stun, the drag tongue. Between them, they have some kind of fight. And because they're such a compelling map objective, I guess you don't 100% need initiation to a fight. You can just try to keep fighting with Tracer Tassadar, you know? They have a strong team fight comp, but it's definitely untraditional. SPT with the strange meta.
Very strange meta indeed, and HOTSLADY finishing out their draft with an Illidan to try and deal with this. Now, Illidan versus Tracer, what do you think of that matchup?
Illidan performs extremely poorly against Tracer because even as he has 2 gap closers, she has 3 escapes with Blink.
Yep.
So she should never let Illidan auto-attack her all that much. But there is one thing, the hunt. After she uses recall, if you still have the hunt, you can lock her down very reliably. Do a huge chunk of her HP and damage and try to get some result in that way. Plus, Illidan is a pretty okay damage dealer on the Immortal as well.
That he is. So, here are our final drafts. We get our first Malthael of the day, and we get our third, actually, Illidan of the day. So, I think it's third or fourth. So we will get to see that coming into play once again. Both these drafts look pretty spectacular, but having seen SPT's Tracer play, I do not have a doubt that they should be able to take this, with just Superior being the better team in general, and also just with Tracer murdering everything.
Yeah, Tracer, Tassadar, and Malthael is a lot of damage coming out here. Dahaka for the split soak. That means they can use their double support to set up defensive position on the Immortal. Keep skirmishing. They don't really need to hard engage. That's a very close up. As Dahaka does the experience in the off lanes. There's definitely a game plan here for SPT.
Yes, there is. So the question is it going to work? Or are HOTSLADY going to be able to utilize that Illidan to the best effect and take a game off of Super Perfect Team, just like they did the first time they played in this particular phase?
Map number 1 between the final match of the day, the final teams that are playing today, and it is going to be in the blue on the left, Y, Pomi, Lias, Mung, and Carlo for HOTSLADY in the blue.
Best of luck to them. Last time they were able to take a game off of this team. Our number 1 seed right now, it is Super Perfect Team with Jian Zhao, Melody C, Misaka, Wiggs, and ZZH. Angry clouds and raptors for this team. Very nice indeed. Whereas sad clouds coming in for HOTSLADY. And one happy cloud. Leas is just having a good time. He's just happy to be here. And Y being a shame. Sorry, earning his team shame and going with Pleb Blizzard.
Yeah.
So, we are seeing the standard 1-4 split with Illidan going to the solo lane against Malthael. Now, Malthael doesn't really lose the solo lane, so it's going to be interesting to see if Illidan's going to be able to keep up there.
Yeah, I think Malthael beats Illidan. I'm pretty sure that he does. Illidan has a bit of a tough time out-sustaining him, funnily enough, since normally that's Illidan's prerogative. I guess it depends how you play it. Maybe I've just played against bad Illidans. He seems to be doing okay here. And now with the gank, Malthael dropping to 30%, 20%.
Well, he did survive, but looks a bit made back to his fountain. Xin Zhao was hooked there by Carlo, but Carlo not able to isolate and finish off the kill.
People that are reporting the top being cut off the screen, it's definitely not on my end, nor the clean feed. Would be a Twitch issue new to today, as I haven't heard it before.
Indeed.
Oh
like
my god.
On the clean feed.
Why just griefed his Genji so hard? Genji went for the swift sweep. He went for the finishing blow, but Wise threw the grenade, finished off Tracer. That means that Genji didn't get the reset.
Dear, oh dear. The anti-synergy, always fun when we see that. For now, though, that is still 1 kill to 1. Tracer and Genji being the 2 heroes that have died so far in this game. Neither team getting a huge advantage on the lane. SPT did just get pushed in a little a couple seconds ago, dropping a little bit of ammo, but their towers are still fine. And Zhao going deep, looking for Y, going all the way actually for this kill, and is able to get it with the Uther healing though. Even with that, still dropping low, but is able to teleport behind his team. Now with the shield, getting a little bit of health back. Hook not landing, and Xin Zhao able to survive.
Looking for Y, the philosopher.
Yeah.
Let's just move past that.
No, I got it. It took me a little bit. Much like most philosophy, I don't understand it very well. As we do see Super Perfect Team moving in, Pommy getting chased down, and this is the joy of Tracer. If you aren't all grouped up and ready to actually lock her down and kill her, which there's not a huge amount available for in terms of HOTSLADY, then she is just going to have a huge amount of freedom to just do what she wants. Right now, though, a bit of a focus onto Wings, who's only managed to get percentage damage so far onto Leas. Gets hooked in, teleports back to Leas, but the tracking damage from Y is enough for the kill.
Illidan narrowly survives Chen Xiao. Chen Xiao cannot claim the same. As SPT loses 2 members, 2 and 3 in takedowns in favor of HOTSLADY, who are doing pretty good in this early game. They are down on immortal damage though, and they're trying to repair that grievous discrepancy. Getting that immortal down to 50%, after which they'll try to trade it down. I 100% don't agree with Pommy Hearthstoning here. What are you doing? Oh no, just go for it. They only have Malthael in position. A solo Tussadar defense does not merit a full heal. I guess they're trying to get ready for the 100% full-blown defense by SPT, which is becoming a thing, so okay, I get it.
We're seeing a lot of damage onto Meng, the parting gift by Qian Zhao, as he turns around focusing. Why? They get him this time! The Psystorm being dropped in this choke point, but ZZH is dropping low as Illidan into the backline, being a menace. There's the stun! Can Tracer get enough for the kill? Yes, she can! As Jen Zhao chases in, but ZZH has dropped. Melody was able to dimensional shift away, so he was not killed off. Genji in the backline, causing a little bit of mayhem, but is getting focused. There's the bomb, and Jen Zhao picking up yet another kill.
The thing is, though, they would have finished still Immortal if Rhaegar had just stayed. There was a solo task defense. The rest was late. That was not an optimal decision by HOTSLADY. I must say that SPT capitalized off of that slow Immortal cap really well. They recognized that it was being taken slowly, realized what's going on, and even as HOTSLADY was still filtering back onto the map, SPT came in and punished those few that were there without the help of their teammates. They get the Immortal with a tiny shield, which should just about secure them 2 towers and a gate.
Yeah, it shouldn't have too many issues with this, at least if Jen Zhao actually focuses the towers and not the wall. As they do come in for that, Meng jumping over the wall to assist by poking this down. Like I said, both towers down. The Immortal's still got a decent amount of health, though. It might kill them a fountain as well, which is always nice. Look, it's landed, but Jen Zhao able to teleport away.
Yeah, like you said, Fountain goes down as well with 50% damage on the fort also.
Yeah, finally we are seeing Zhen Zhao retreating back with the rest of his team. Still poking though, aggressive move by Genji, deflecting some damage, but the Tash Shield keeping Tracer safe.
Dahaka pushing bot lane a bit against Illidan. Illidan goes for Hunter's Onslaught. You take that every time you think you're in a good auto attack situation where you aren't countered too much by stuns, blinds, and silence.
Yeah, Carlo, focus down. Beautiful execution there by SPT. Tracer very deep, and the bomb does not land due to that slow and being able to get a good dash.
Uther with the Holy Shock again, with the range as well on his Holy Light. Bit of a swashbuckling, brawling Uther build, as we are so used to for years already, coming out of the Chinese Uther players.
Indeed. So, Misaka continuing to put on the pressure a little bit, trying to clear up this lane. These Impalers though making it very difficult. Now with the arrival of Meng, becomes even harder. Mercy assisting Wings in finishing up this mercenary camp, but here comes the raid from HOTSLADY.
The hook will actually delay the successful cap of the camp, which will allow HOTSLADY to do a steal. Will they though?
They are trying. We're seeing SPT moving back onto the point. Bomb hits so many people, and Tychus is completely destroyed. And SPT keep their camp and pick up 2-3 kills. Maybe 4 if they can catch Genji too.
Tracer versus Genji.
You're so low. Illidan trying to get the kill. And Tracer able to be out of there, or recall out of there, sorry.
Very impressive defense of their own camp by SPT. Quantum Spike by Tracer coming out, or at least the unupgraded Heroic on the camp. And because everyone was standing on the point, HOTSLADY took splash damage from it.
Yes, they did. So, half the Immortal halftime show going over to SPT with no damage on the Red Immortal at all. It looks like none will happen. Misaka, though, very far forward. Does need to be careful not to get caught here. No hook attempt by Carlo. Does not bother. And we will see a 100% shield Immortal coming in for SPT eventually.
Wait, they're delaying it.
They are. They want that
Wow,
camp.
That's greedy. They want the camp as well. They know they're level 10. They know they can do anything they want to push their authority on the map. I really like that. Min-maxing.
Indeed, it's working out for them. They steal away that camp. HOTSLADY is still stuck in their base. As long as no one gets hooked and dies, they're in a completely fine position. They are, however, giving HOTSLADY their level 10s in time for this defense.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty much. And Illidan presumably will pick up the hunt. Means he can join bottom lane, just like the Haka would. It's not quite there yet, though. Not in time for this fort.
Yeah, they're going to have to back up and defend at tier 2s instead of at their fort. The Immortal will completely take this down with a very little fanfare. As, like we said, HOTSLADY still cowering in their base from the scary SPT.
Oh, I think it's Metamorphosis, yeah. The way that he was positioning there to Hearthstone, it shows meta. No splitting. He wants that bonus health. He wants to dodge potentially a Quantum Spike from Tracer. Reposition, dodge some damage. And here we go. Illidan jumps in.
Illidan jumps in, trying to get some focused damage. Genji poking from behind as well. The Putrid Bile from Carlo as he tries to cut off the escape. Tracer with the recall there, putting herself out of danger. Divine Shield keeps her alive as well, as the Odin is dropping some good damage, but the anti-heal from the Malthael is too much as Stitches, Tychus, and soon to be everyone else drops. But Malthael has been taken down as a revenge kill. Leah's still alive for the moment, backs up, uses the Immortal as an escape. It is a 3-for-1 currently. Zhen Zhao very nearly punished by Genji there. A 3-for-1 in favor of SPT.
Now this move, the move that HOTSLADY did though is traditional at pro play. Before the Immortal gets to the keep for too long, and rather than having you waste all your damage on the Immortal, people jump in to aggressively defense, just like the Riders of Rohan march out of the gates to challenge an adversary on the battlefield. Just like that, HOTSLADY charges out here. And then if you win the fight fast, you make it really... Yeah, you make it really fast. You can still deal with the Immortal on your own terms without aggressors. But it didn't work out. HOTSLADY, they have the staggered deaths. First Illidan, now Stitches. The fight didn't work out either. And the HOTSLADY, they lose a keep and a few heroes.
Yeah, this is not going well for them. They are 3 levels behind, 1 talent behind, as SPT finally pull back from the enemy base and begin working on mercenaries to put even more pressure onto all of these lanes and keep HOTSLADY in their base. If this was a mid-season brawl, we would say, well, if HOTSLADY lose 1 more keep, then they've won the game. But this is not mid-season brawl. This is HGC China.
Yeah. We will see whether a miraculous comeback is in the cards here for HOTSLADY. They're down a keep. They have to defend catapults for the rest of the game. First things first, they need level 13 talent. But the way these team fights have been going, it looks rough for them.
Yeah, rough is certainly the word for it. They are in a rough position. As SPT take literally every mercenary on the map. The only one they couldn't take is the Fallen Shaman because it hadn't respawned yet from the time they took it earlier. So they are already putting in all the pressure on all the lanes. They are literally just biding their time for 16 in the next objective at this point. They have nothing they need to do to put on any extra aggression. They're just waiting.
I like the aggression by SPT. They want pre-level 13 fights. They have the setup needed, double camp. I'm not sure why they're going back, to be honest.
Well, they're being pulled in. They're not going back if HOTSLADY have anything to say about it. As Jen Zhao puts pressure onto Genji, the bomb's so nearly killing. No deflect was available, but even that 10% extra damage wasn't enough to get the execution. As SPT move on to the Immortal.
The Haka is actually threatening on core already, letting Katas go straight there. In the meantime, team fight that HOTSLADY is taking is doubtful. They don't have 13 yet, but at the same time, they're not against 16 either. So
yeah, they're burning heroics. They've burned Odin for this to try and get some pressure on, and that will allow them to move on to SPT's Immortal. But SPT just moves back in and gets the halftime show, and that's Odin just completely burned out.
Yep. Yeah, they get some damage from it, I guess, but not normally how you want to use it. They thought maybe it could be a fight. Maltheo goes in with the Divine Shield, with the Tormented Souls as well. Everyone is dying. The Archangel of Death doing what he does best. 2 down, 3 down, and Genji...
When you have to use Metamorphosis and Dragon Blade as escape tools, you know that you're in trouble. Lias able to escape, but because of 3 heroes being down, SPT ignore the Immortal and are moving on to core, and there is almost nothing HOTSLADY can do to stop them. They've burnt the 2 heroics that could save it, and no, they're not actually able to end the game. They're backing up because the spawn timers are so low.
What are these calls? Like, hit the core once and then turn around? They're like, okay, first of all, if you make the wrong decision, better to give up, have wasted the time, be indecisive, being branded as indecisive, and go back. Still, a bit of a waste of time. They go for the Immortal, though. It's probably the safer choice, you know, but still funny. Big team fight here. Illidan with the Quantum Spike trying to get away. Tracer in hot pursuit gets him.
Tracer also recalls back in. Carlo dies to the death over time as we have branded that damage over time effect from him. Pommy is chased down by Jen Zhao and is completely destroyed. And we see SPT. Are they going to go for the core this time? They're at least looking for Meg, but Meng is too far back for them to get the kill.
I mean, you know, eventually they will. This time they brought a friend. They have another 3 takedowns. Break down the gates, big shield still available, and I would say 99% sure SPT takes it right here. Keep goes down super fast, and that should be probably quite nice for SPT.
Tracer trying to finish off Tychus, but that armor a bit too much for her to deal with. As we do see Illidan moving in, hook onto Tassadar, Dimensional Shift is dropped to try and keep him alive, and Illidan and Genji doing some good damage, Tormented Souls into the backline, trying to burn them through. Ancestral lands though, the anti-healing was not active. Illidan though is dropping so low, both these teams fighting at the skin of their teeth. Nice use of the gate for the micro, as 2 heroes down, Tracer and Tassadar are destroyed here. HOTSLADY are winning the fight, but their core is dying.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by what HOTSLADY has done here. They managed to take every member of SPT down and will save their core, presumably, with about 10% life.
Quicker.
I think it's going to be about 10-20%.
It's going to be close. The Mortal dies. 29% left on the core. Yeah, good defense.
1%. They took the 1%. That was very difficult to actually accomplish. Very impressive. Terrible terrible situation they're in still, but much better than losing the game outright.
Indeed, they were able to get the full team wipe, get that comeback XP. They're now even on talents. However, their core is extremely vulnerable, unfortunately. On the bright side, unlike if HOTSLADY were... Oh, hang on, we get a quick replay here, and this is spectacular. And you can see them, they're microing quite well. The Ancestral lands, the anti-healing wasn't active. Illidan, even with all that stuns onto him, they just move back into the one tower that they actually have available to defend, and then just focus down individual damage dealers. And that was it for SPT in that fight. But they're still monumentally ahead. On the bright side, if HOTSLADY were in this exact same position that SPT are in, they would have the opportunity to send Illidan in for a backdoor. However, SPT, they don't really have a backdoor coring hero.
True. Yeah, only Tassadar Twilight Archon could do it, but he needs level 20 for that.
Yeah, which they're trying to farm up now, but they're not even 19. They're approaching it very quickly, though, as they do clear up that Fallen Shame. HOTSLADY clear up that Fallen Shame, and SPT move in to do some poke damage, see if they can get a cheeky kill, and of course, get more XP to look for their level 20, like we said. Recall is used. Stitches popping the Putrid Bile. Looks like they might want to make something happen. That slowing slam. So difficult to deal with, as Wings is getting focused here.
Hook missed on the catapult, so not able to get Malthael there, and really impressive. You know, I think SPT took that fight willingly, bait out heroics, never intending to fight it. Putrid Bile is now missing. They have all their heroics. It is a skill to play team fights without using any heroics, and going for the disengage, they get Stitches.
They get Stitches. They're focusing onto Lias in the back line, though, but the back line Lias is killing off Mercy. Mercy using Dimensional Shift, though. Tormented Souls directly onto Pommy with the support down. Lias is so much more vulnerable. The bomb lands, and it's a full team wipe by Super Perfect Team, as if making it look like that last wipe against them never even happened. They move across the map, and this time, with 20 seconds left, they will be able to end the game.
I want to point out, as harrowing of a position as it was for HOTSLADY, that I really liked their prioritization. A lot of people see these comps, like SPT's, Tassadar double support, as a big problem to fight against. And it is, it's difficult, but I liked what they were doing. Illidan and Genji were going straight for Tassadar. They popped his Dimensional Shift with the hook. Then, knowing that he doesn't have it, non-stop focus on him. And he did drop very low. Without Divine Shield, Tassadar would have gone down. And, you know, 2 levels down, difficult position. So, and of course, SPT, very skilled team. But it was a cool way of dealing with the fight. And it does seem like one of the better ways to deal with Tassadar is to pressure him. Easiest thing in the world for Tassadar to just be shielding his allies, never getting focused, doing whatever he can. Make him run. I like that. But nonetheless, SPT get the first map win.
Very well played by them, and that puts them a little bit closer to extending their lead even more. However, like we said, HOTSLADY were able to get the 1-1 last earlier in the season. Question is, can they do it again? Right now, looking at it, there were moments of brilliance from HOTSLADY there, but SPT, they're just looking on another level.
Yeah, even with the unclassical composition, no main tank, they made that work admirably. With Dahaka as their solo warrior. Hope Hero Leaguers don't get too much of inspiration from that, as generally we don't really see Dahaka as the solo tank, nor should he be. But on this map specifically, with this draft, it works out. There was a stun available from Uther, and it is a small map with a very heavy objective focus.